As we now get ready for game number 2 of the week, week 2. We're back to Miramar once again. It's back to the desert, and we'll see if all of these teams get an easier circle to play as we go on to the match.
Yeah, the first circle was a little trickier, wasn't it? Quite far towards the north. We had a very unique ending too. That was kind of a little out there. It was kind of nice to have something a little bit varied. But again, I haven't cast PUBG in a while, so it's all exciting to me. I'm a simple person, Richard. What are you looking forward to this game?
A bit more of a an understandable circle, something that gives teams
Sure.
a little bit more survivability. Usually I'm with you, Lauren. I like the wildness, I like the madness, but this time I'm actually going to err the side of caution with Toby. Something that gives teams a good place to set up shop when we can see them towards the late game, because that was on many different sides, very volatile towards the end. Coming out of Cruz de Val, for example, I think we lost 3 teams straight off the bat. 4 if you want to class heroic towards the earlier side of it. Then we moved on towards the northern side, where QM just decided to kind of rip everyone apart, or the shreds of everyone who was left over. Ultimately, it wasn't to be. Was not the winners, but given how the circle was, it caused a lot of teams a lot of grief. Jimbo out on foot. Car's been stolen. I'm gonna go walking, my dude. It's totally fine
Feels
though.
bad, man.
Hopefully there is something close by. Yeah, to be able to. Wait a minute. Please hit it. Please
Go on, Rich. I
hit
know
it.
it's your one bit of happiness that you dream of one day.
Just want a long-range Winnie kill, and I can leave this Earth happy.
Oh, hold on. We're
Ooh.
seeing some weird fights go down. So Na'Vi have just run over one of their own, but FaZe did just get caught by BBL. Now, that wasn't a team we were throwing into that mix initially. It was Na'Vi and FaZe, right? That was the 2 considered sides, and we noted that Fex was a little isolated. He got caught kind of as the last player trying to leave that compound, as Na'Vi reinforced it off the back of, I think, one of them getting the spot on him. Now, if BBL have line of sight, it means other teams have line of sight. So this could be a problem. It is. Look at that Quizzy just waiting patiently for that push-up. Hillside is his, and it remains his. So Na'Vi, they're back up to 4. They got the res. That's no problem. And beyond that, FaZe probably not very happy with how that went down. Kind of caught somewhat with their pants down.
Play this long, play it slow, wait for the end, and hope for the best. For everyone else, they're going to have to go on the hard defensive, and that's exactly what Team Liquid is starting to feel as everyone just wanders through the middle of the map on the main road. Liquid knows it has to hold this down. The same could be said for VP. A little bit more of an interesting position with the perimeter walls. You work off the back of FaZe Clan. Again, should have a good eye line on this. You said they were down to 3, and that's totally fair, but it's a bit of a fortress as the church up on the hillside. They got a good vantage point, any oncomers that want to wander this way. Exhalation taking damage on its transition. Last player from Gear Up is looking worse for wear. One good nade will solidify his fate with the smokes down. If they don't see it from the side of FaZe, they most certainly will be able to hear it. Teams that are not inside this one. This is the more intriguing, interesting part, because we are starting to run out of land. TM all the way down from the south, and they're not there just yet. So if they can lean out the windows, there might be a chance. They've been slow on this one. They scouted it earlier on, but it doesn't matter whatsoever because FaZe is down and they are dead. All 3 of them turn up, and unfortunately they will be turned away. Example, over to Navi's little compounder outside the side of it. They have got troubles of their own. QM and DA are holding them dead to rights outside the edge. Through the smoke, through the fire, somehow he survived. The only knock is there. Cax will try and do whatever he can to get the revive, but the vehicles just stopped him advancing forward, but it may have paid off. Now we can lay down, get the smokes up.
You're always playing the percentages. Now, the shack that they might go towards is where I thought FaZe were going. That is still available. It's very open, don't get me wrong, and some shots are coming out, for example, they're just leading it so perfectly. Yeah, this is great work coming out from Na'Vi, but everyone can see this stray bullets just pinging on through. Gorgeous work from example, just laying waste to the opposition. Tokyo's down. They're going to be down towards 12 teams here. And yes, Heroic pulled up to the compound that I was considering FaZe might go for. Well, I say compound. It is a shack.
But because of the other teams that are also looking onwards of this swarm, BBL, it's a full-blown send towards VP. That's a big old run over, unfortunately, though. Your own teammate doing the damage.
Huge.
The mollies and bombs are already down. And so is BBL. The setup was perfect from VP. The execution from BBL, not so much, unfortunately. One knock onto your own player.
Away we go.
Vanir is setting up for a good old push. The smokes, I don't know if they've got any pre-down against the wall. Maybe
Look
not.
at the
They're
nades.
avoiding it. They're turning it for all but a moment to try and draw the attention away. They've avoided the initial grenades, but the first one's there. It will knock a player. They do get inside the building. How much time can you spend out here? The smokes will give them
pulling up.
Some
pulling
respite,
up.
but there's a third team going to be flying by this. As Rustamar will lose his life on the edge. Youth with a good nade could be even better if it strikes between those vehicles. It does not. It hits the wall.
And it's just sent it center circle. They've just, yeah, they lost Rustamar, but they've just somehow just dashed across like 6 teams in the north. I don't know how they've done that, but you're right. Yellow's in that compound, and that's a bit of an issue now. Question mark, about to go right towards Na'Vi. They're going to send it in. Faultlessly is on the way. Batulins and VP are literally kings of the south, joined by Team Liquid. So don't worry too much about them. It's all about the north here. Na'Vi are surrounded on all fronts. Veneer are barely sharing this compound. Oh, I thought that nade was bang on. It wasn't. Examples found Gemty. That's over towards very much polar north side. And it's all kicking off now. Everyone is being destroyed. Heroic, I'm pretty sure, are dead and gone. They are buried in this. Ents are actually sweeping to the north. They're coming up for the fight. Ents one in. Na'Vi back to the blue now. They're in so much danger. They've got a team to the left, team to the right, and now they've got nades coming down in front of them. Diggory's nade does find one. That's Faultlessly now gone. He knows there's going to be more there as well, but they're deeper, slightly further away. Faultlessly was on a bit of an island. Doozy did get that flush on Tixu, so now, and yes, they did push forward, but it's the two. It's Squeaky and Diggory, the two you got to keep your eyes on. Doozy is the only man standing now. And there's the nade from Melman. Again, this guy's precise. He's seen that. Pops it right towards the smoke. Yes, there's still one player alive, I think, trying to go for a heroic res. But Melman wants to deny that. He wants to try and get as close as he can. Maybe just see if he can spot a pixel out of place. Sweeping on through. He's not alone. He does have Quizzy by his side. There's a spray. Going to reconfirm. Finds Bard. He knows there's more. And that's going to be DA gone. Na'Vi all down here. They are still with 3 alive. But Alia was on a slither of HP and Squeaky's taking it away from him. Now, the problem for Ents is they have someone creeping up beside them. I'm not sure which player it is. I think it's a Doozy. Yeah, and a Doozy just got Squeaky. That's huge work from him. He had Fate and I think it was Dante slightly further north. A Doozy on the west creeps up on the hillside. And Liquid, they're diving in. Liquid are going in towards Supermassive Blaze and Veneer. James just barrels in, takes down Flammy. This is huge work. Where's this Lionheart version of Liquid come from? SMB take this opportunity to wipe out Veneer as best they can. They'll take the riskier fight. They come out with 3 alive. Rip9, Huth, and Lazar still stand. Liquid pull up with all 4 standing, all ready to go. And Ents are somehow still alive in the north. And Na'Vi with question mark.
No time to stabilize if you're going to be SMB, unfortunately. With Liquid knocking at the door, we're just going to watch this fight unfold. They'll do whatever they can within the building, but we move on board with Fate. There's one, goes for the second. Na'Vi directly in front of him with a headshot. Will push him back for all but a moment. Both players are tanked up. A Doozy. You called it perfectly. He swang around all events and he broke them apart. Removing one player, give them the time and opportunity to get involved with this fight at the right time. Ends, unfortunately, while they wanted to get involved with a 4-way, they were not covering the angle that a Doozy took. We need to be looking for the trades, the refrag. Squeaky answers back, but instantly. Quizzy's there to silence him for all but a moment, and it's Squeaky Man of the Hour who will deal the damage. He's not out of the woods just yet. A Doozy still last man standing here. Clip around the corner will be the first victim, rather unfortunate. That's no help, but all of a sudden Jeans is going straight in with the Groza to drive it home. And down goes SMB. A Doozy finally comes out on top for his team also.
Okay, while this happens now, you can see VP are starting to build that momentum now, taking that space from the south, moving slightly forward. Yes, they left Batulins behind. That's fine. He'll be happy to take that second or two. Make sure no one's trying to creep the back. Try and make sure that he's got good positional awareness. They now know where Liquid went.
They've got to fully send it. Unfortunately, they have to go to the blue just a little bit, which removes the health down for all but a moment. Outside the window, it's a belting shot, but the receiving fire in return will be real. It'll be catastrophic. So much damage has been done. Perfectix finds the first. And while this is outside of the circle, it's a damn sight closer than what it was previously.
But bear in mind, I love the fact that even at one point, Batulins was left here slightly longer in case this came through. They were still considering this as their next move. James has pulled up here, though, and Spyro seemed unaware of the possibility of this. Now, if this is the moment that a Doozy and Dante try and do something, that could give them the chance. But I feel as though if you're playing safe for your question mark, you'll play for that second and maybe see if James can do something. You're not going to get involved yet. That's a shot! James, he's opened it up. They're not looking his way. James needs to just get that heal if he can, try and buy some time, see if the rest of the sides want to join in and help him out. No, they don't. They'll leave him to rot. Question mark want none of that. They will sit back and they will wait for their chance, and now they will decide to strike. Doozy and Dante, you want to take them on as well? Let's see how you fare. Perfectix on the lower side, Spyro up towards the top. The knock, this is the chance. This is the best chance you're going to get. You have to take it now. If you don't, They're going to be back up to 4, and they're going to be in prime position. Spyro spots out Doozy. Perfectix has him. This is already looking like dire straits. Dante's in trouble. He's going to find one. Great return fire towards Spyro, and it looks like VP respect that. But they do have Lou back on his feet, so they're still on 4 players. Dante, no time to heal. The nade, so good. Virtus.Pro, forever, just looking so solid as they play through this game.
Respect my mind, or die from last y'all. I pray my dick get big as the Apple Tower, so I can fuck the world for 72 hours.